I welcome to another edition of Mini Pod. No fluff, just good stuff. Under 5 minutes, I promise you. In fact, I think this is around 3 minutes. Can you believe it? Have you ever heard of Gary L. Tandy? I hadn't, but he's a professor of English and the chair of the English department at George Fox University. And he wrote about the problem of certitude in the life of the church. He said this: "There is a cultural tendency in evangelical Christianity that does not leave room for evolving positions, complexity, uncertainty, or doubt. Rather, the assumption seems to be that every Christian should have a clearly defined position on every social and theological issue, and even that for some issues there's only really one acceptable position to take." He goes on and says, "When discussing these controversial issues as Christians, can we exercise enough humility to temper our statements? Can we resist the temptations of certitude, realizing that it draws lines in the sand and reinforces stereotypes that non-Christians already carry about those of us who call ourselves Christians? Can we learn the use of conditional phrases like, 'Based on my understanding of Scripture,' or even, 'I might be wrong about this,' or, God forbid, 'My views on this are evolving'?" I think it would be good for us to remember Anne Lamott's fictional character, Father Tom, who suggests that the opposite of faith is certainty. Before you go today, I just want to remind you that my latest book, Pithy, 1,200 ideas and observations gathered from 15 years of thinking and reading and coaching pastors, is finally out. I think you're going to love this book. It's going to remind you just a little bit of a book of quotes, but it's so much more than that. You could use this book as a discussion starter for a home group or a leadership team meeting, or even around the dinner table. It might be the type of book that would get your creative juices stirring, for a sermon idea. Or it could even be used as a devotional supplement where you just pick a random page, you read it, and what stands out to you, and you use this to meditate and reflect upon it, to pray about it. So many different ways you can use this book. I think you're going to love it. It's on Amazon. You can also get it on your Kindle. And if you get a copy of it, and I hope you will, after you've read a few pages, go back and leave, a review of the book. That'll help me out a lot. This is Dave Jacobs of Small Church Pastor. Have a great week.